Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I'm here looking like I need a shower in this dark cave. It's actually probably closing in at 80 degrees outside. It's no fun. No fun for anybody. Today we'll get up to 90. But we're by the ocean, so it gets breezy after like 6. So it's okay. Oh, Kay is here. Kay, I looked. I'm gonna assume you're a boy from your icon, but correct me if I'm wrong. If you are female, let me know, and I will say her, or not. Okay, just making sure. Going through this list, I'm like, okay, we've got some screen names that are ambiguous, and I'm pretty sure I know the gender of everybody. But you never know, so I want to be correct. All right. I hope it's not too hot where you are, or maybe you like it hot. Maybe you're one of those monsters that enjoys heat and uncomfortable horribleness. My mic is wonky. Is my mic wonky? What's wonky about it? I want to correct. If it's wonky, I want to correct it before we, get going further. It's echoing. I sound like a robot. That shouldn't be. I didn't do anything different. Okay, it's going to be echoey. Double mic input? Shouldn't be. Let me see. It says it's only coming from one. Maybe if we turn down this. Did that help? Is that better? So you're going to hear an echo because I'm in a cave. If I'm quieter, is it also echoing? Okay, I fixed it. Good. Turns out it was picking up the auxiliary, which was lower, and it was picking up the mic as auxiliary, which was like never happened before. Anyway, it shouldn't sound as echoey as last time in this because I did fill it up a little bit more, and it'll get more full as it goes. But I'm not going to put padding on the walls. So that's that. Okay. You want to see this shirt? You've seen the. Some of you have already seen the shirt online because it's been up for a couple days. Oh. But this isn't the final shirt. Actually, give me 1 second. I need to prepare. There is one thing Javon sent me, which has reminders of what I need to be talking about, just in case I forget. Okay, and then I will do that later. Okay, so the shirt will look like this. And I'll put a high-res one on the screen. This shirt isn't black. You can almost kind of see it here. It doesn't look right at all. In real life, this is a grayish shirt. This is a very dark gray shirt, which kind of makes the image look a little washed out. So I think we're gonna go black on it. So Kay made this. Kay's hanging out in the chat, so give him some major props because it's really fucking cool. Kay also did some art on some other stuff in this box, which I will also showcase. So yeah, the final shirt will probably be on jet black. Let me just put your art up. I'm not a fan of the. I feel like they could have raised the contrast a bit more, so I'm gonna fiddle with that and probably erase some of the floating rocks that didn't come out as nice as I had liked. But the image looks like this. Ooh, look at that thing. Look at that. Look at that. And you'll notice that, so when Kay did this, there's all these really cool objects. And I was like, these are so cool. It would be cool to do the art on the cards that are represented in here. So I based the theme off of like mom and mom items. So, this is for those of you who haven't gotten the boxes. Your cards come like this. So they come wrapped up really nicely in a hard case, card case. I can't even open it. And you kind of pull them out. This is it. And here are the mom cards. So there's God damn, how do people do this? Over here. Mom's underwear, mom's lipstick, mom's heels. I'll put the actual images up so we can go through them and read them. But those are all the same images that you see in the shirt. So I thought that was mighty cool. And the backgrounds are also 3D. Let me just put one of those up. So you can see that that's actual rendering from the shirt for the background, as well as the undies. So Kay did the art for the cards, as well as the shirt. Let's go through those cards real quick. Mom's underwear. You may attack additional time on your turn. You have +2 damage for the first attack roll. Each attack... Wait. You have +2 for your first attack roll. Each attack beyond your first... Wait, what? Okay, this might not be the final version. Because this is... Okay. You have +2 damage for your first attack roll. Each attack beyond your first each turn. Okay, this is fucking... This isn't correct, right? I'm not... Okay, am I reading this? I feel like I'm having a stroke. This isn't correct, right? This isn't worded correctly. It's supposed to be you have +2 for your first attack roll each attack beyond your first each turn. Yeah. So it'll be I'll just read it on the card. Hopefully. Uh-oh. Okay. You have +2 for your first attack roll. Each attack beyond your first each turn is what's on the card. So we missed that. That sucks. I don't know how that was missed. You have +2 damage for your first attack roll. Each attack beyond your first each turn. Oops. It just makes the card more rare, right? This should just be +2 for your first attack roll each turn. So the first roll that you make is at +2 damage. I believe that's what it was. It's very rare and valuable. We're totally gonna reprint this and fix this eventually. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Someone wasn't paying. Someone's fired. Let's continue down to we'll find the next completely brain-breaking, stroke-inducing error on a card. We're going to go Mom's Lipstick. You may attack additional time on your turn. You have +1 to the first roll. See this one? You have +1 to the first attack roll you make each turn. So it's just +1 to the dice roll. So this makes the hits more accurate for the first attack. It's the theme of this is you get additional attacks, but the first time you attack, it's gonna hit hard, and that's what it says on the card too. So that's always good. And then we got Mom's Heels. You may attack additional time on your turn. Prevent the first instance of combat damage you would take each turn. So the first miss you make isn't a miss. You're fine. And of course, the theme is you're running away with Mom's Heels. And those are the 3 cards. We're going to pretend like the first one makes perfect sense. You just take a Sharpie and you just edit out the text that doesn't make any sense at all. And it should just says you get +2 damage for the first attack roll each turn. Those are the cards. Now, you may ask yourself, do we get a bonus card? And is it horribly written? No, you don't. There's no bonus card this month. Instead, there are 3 giant stickers, and they're some of the coolest stickers ever. And Evil Nasu made these stickers. They go with the theme. This box is called the Isaac 64 box, and the theme is 3D. So Nasu actually did Hornfell alt art in the Kickstarter. She made a 3D sculpted, really, really nice looking Hornfell. And here is here's the first sticker. It is Monstro. It doesn't, so I'm going to peel it back a bit so you can see that these are actually transparent. They look really, really neat in real life. Yeah. So you can kind of see here, whatever you stick them on, I have my water bottle with me. Whatever you stick them on, this will be completely transparent. But look at how cool that is, if it would focus. There it is. Fucking sweet. I want these, but she just won't send them to me. That's the first one. The second one is Isaac. It's big. Look at this fucking giant thing. It is a spectacularly done clay Isaac sticker. Also, this is all transparent. The white part is completely transparent when you stick it on something. And then Apollyon. This is the tainted version. Look how cool that is. Isn't that epic? Some of my favorite stickers. And that's what you get for this one. So you get 3 giganimous stickers to stick on stuff. And that's what's in the box. I mean, there's also the print. The print and the letter, which I haven't written yet, so I gotta write that. Let's go over the stuff on this list here that Javon asked me to talk about. That can inform you before we just relax and forget about the typo in that card. Man, I really hope that it was just my dyslexia kicking in and I was just not absorbing the words correctly. But no. The 4 Horsemen box is shipped out. Most of you should be getting it, if not have it already. Ascension was actually shipped out 2 days ago, and a lot of you are already getting it. Subscribers were charged for Ascension on July 25th. And then starting August, which is now, monthly subscribers will be charged on the day they subscribe. People who have signed up get charged on the 5th of each month, and then they'll just ship out as soon as possible. So you'll be getting shirts sooner, I believe the deal is here, and charged earlier. We're still doing community stuff. So we're still doing unboxing videos and anything creative, as you've probably seen. A lot of the usual suspects submit stuff, and it's always amazing. I'm going to try my best to choose a new one each time, so we kind of spread the love around. So I'm asking you guys to don't be intimidated by the fact that somebody who's already won something and does some really insane other unboxing, their chances of winning are probably a little lower, but they're still going to get something for sure. Anybody who wows me in any way, we send something special to. We haven't sent out that special thing yet, but you get put on a list. And then the winner gets an extra special thing, which I think we've been giving people options as far as like full subscriptions, full foil boxes of 4 Souls Plus, and maybe some other options too. Javon says, when you get your box, capture a video of you unboxing your box. Share on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, using the hashtag unboxing of Isaac to win free merch and surprises. I don't even care if you subscribe. If you do something cool and I see it, high probability I'll probably contact you and give you something. It's a good way for people who are poor to get a full subscription, because that's what we've been doing. Did you know that there is a VR version of The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls that is in development, and it's part of a Kickstarter? It's live now. It's called All On Board. It has 7 days to go. And if you want to play Isaac in VR and you have a VR headset, you should go check that out. It's already funded, but they could probably use more. That's me doing an ad for myself. And I think those are all the updates. So let's do questions about t-shirts and or stuff I showed and or said. A t-shirt subscription, blah, blah, blah. Let's do that for like 5 minutes, and then we'll just go into rando questions and take it from there. Show it my shirt. You want to see my shirt? This is a Melvin shirt. It's on me. Some spooger. This is an old Melvin's shirt that I bought when they were on tour, and I saw them. I actually got to meet them. It was pretty cool. Did Alex Pardee make a shirt? Yes, he did. He made a fucking phenomenal shirt that's sitting right next to me that I can't show you yet. It was the last shirt to be made, and it kind of like caught me off guard of how crazy good it was. So I think it's going to be a favorite. What are the chances of getting a spin down D20 as a bonus item 1 month? I mean, it would just be a generic D20 though. So one of the things I think I've mentioned before on stream is I didn't realize how long it takes to make custom dice. And this was before the pandemic. It would take at least 6 to 8 months to get custom dice made. And I think it's a high demand thing, especially in like Vegas and stuff, because they order so many fucking custom dice. And it's become more popular, and there's not that many places that do it, and it just takes a long time to do. And now it's even worse. So it's like almost a year out to get custom dice. So chances are slim to none. It would have been a nice thing to do if I would have thought about it, but there's always the next Kickstarter or whatever. Any unique goodies with the VR Kickstarter? I think it's just a straight port. The VR thing is a lot like Tabletop Sim with more of a dedicated rule set, maybe, and it's all in VR. I'm not a VR guy, so I don't know a great deal about it. It was just something that they asked, and they did us a favor in the past, so we want to be able to support what they're doing as well. Can I get the super secret thing for being 4 Souls content creator? You can, and you probably already are. I know who you are, Basement Dweller. Yeah, once that stuff gets printed and we start shipping it out, I will like probably do a tweet and say like, if you were somebody who contributed to the past Kickstarter and continues to contribute to stuff currently, let me know, or if you know somebody who is, and then I'll make sure I do the rounds and have everybody on the list that's going to get this sort of stuff, because we do want to support everybody who's helped. Where? Will there be a World of Goo reference in the new Repentance patch? That's kind of random. I don't believe so. Fun fact, though, I believe in the original Flash version's sound files, I had pilfered some of the World of Goo sounds, and I used a few. There's like a crunchy sound that was in World of Goo, and I put it in Isaac. But I don't think Kyle's going to mind. Would you have done like other clothing items, like 1 month you can have pants and the other's a hat? Pants aren't a popular item to buy that have branding on them. It's usually just t-shirts. We have done hats. We did hats for the Kickstarter and they came out really nice. We did beanies. It's not a terrible idea, but the thing is this is it's called a t-shirt subscription box. So people expect t-shirts, but maybe in the future we could just say clothing and we do something like that. I don't know. Did Sir Pello make a shirt or Pilo? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yes. It's one of the final shirts. Will there be any tainted themed boxes and updates on Sir Pello? I don't want to say what Sir Pello did. You'll see. It'll all happen eventually. But they did a sticker for one box and then the shirt art for another. So there's 2 pieces of their art in, and there won't be any tainted boxes. I ordered my subscription, but it said I would be getting the Rainbow Blight shirt twice. Is this a glitch? I'm assuming it's a glitch. You could just definitely contact them and ask to make sure. What month is your favorite? The Halloween box is probably my favorite. You have seen it. It's a death metal shirt. I have it sitting next to me, but I don't want to show the final one, so I don't want to ruin the actual surprise. I think that's my favorite. It's the shirts that I would wear are definitely the Bloat death metal shirt, Alex Pardee shirt, because I usually wear all of his stuff either way. I'd wear the 64 shirt. I don't know. It's hard to choose, but I only wear black shirts, so I'm limited. But my favorite image might actually be the Four Horsemen shirt. It's grown on me a lot, and the more time that passes, I really like it. It really feels like a really iconic Santa Cruz t-shirt. And it's really special. So, who is Isaac's dad? Abraham. When's the next Kickstarter? I have no fucking clue. I've got another 1.5 years of development on Mewgenics. And if we attempt to do one mid next year, it might get in the way of a crunch. So I might push that till after. I have no idea, but maybe. You never know. Sometimes, and it's a pretty intense month. Kickstarters can be really draining. The last one was extremely draining. The first one I did with 2 children. We'll see. We'll see how crazy things are in my life at that time. And then we'll kind of do it. But, this box feels light compared to the previous boxes. You are high. You are high as fuck. This box is not light. This box has 3 times the number of stickers that are quite larger. They're giant. The only thing that it would be missing would be a single card. So, sorry that you think that it is light, but it is not. Will pins be going inside the box like the ones from the Nicholas store? We don't have any pins planned. Last date for annual subscription, we don't know yet. It's an extremely common thing. We get a lot of emails that are like, please don't, because we were going to close it next month or the end of this month. But they were like, I don't have the money and I really want the whole subscription and I won't be able to get it until the end of the year. And then there's the whole Christmas stuff too, where it's like, we could have it up as a Christmas item that people actually purchase and then can give it to them later and be like, look, I got you all the boxes. So we might keep it up till the end of the year. I don't fucking know. We want to do whatever is, I would just hate to fuck somebody over who, is trying to gather the funds but can't. So we might keep it up for longer, but don't worry. I'm not going to just like yank it down. That was the plan, and I mentioned it once, and then people flipped out. And I don't want to do that if it's not needed. Oh yeah, the Dogma shirt is extremely cool too. They're all really fucking good. Like, they're all good. They're all legitimately good. Why? What? Okay, ask me Mewgenics questions at the end. The Halloween shirt will be. I think it's the next shirt, right? Yeah, it'll be the September shirt because it's a month before the you'd get it. You'd get it in October. Isaac Monopoly. I wouldn't be against that. 7. I wouldn't be against that. I think that's so stupidly funny. Can I also redesign Monopoly to make it good? I did do that once. I literally bought a copy of Monopoly in an attempt to redesign it to make it strategic. Well, we'll see. We'll see what kind of license is needed. The Halloween box is not really like traditional Halloween themed. It's just dark. It's dark and evil. Pagan. How tall is Isaac? I think I put his height on the missing poster. I don't know offhand. 3 apples tall. Taller than that. That's not wallpaper. That is actual paint and plaster. It ain't wallpaper. Did Isaac go to school? Sony's asking. Yes, Isaac went to school. You can see that he went to school because the bathroom scenes are all in school. You probably don't know that. They're all in school. That's a school bathroom situation. He also gets pantsed at school as well. That's it. All right. Let's we'll move on from shirts. I've answered the shirt questions. Hopefully it's all been answered. Let's read this one more time though. Let's read this one more time. You have +2. You have +2 damage for your first attack roll. Each attack beyond your first each turn. Figure that out, you fuckers. All right. Now, you can ask whatever the fuck questions you want. And then I want to go and eat food. I think I got to go to the bank. I'm getting some pinball tables next Tuesday. I'm getting Medieval Madness, and I'm getting Monster Bash, and I need to go get money. This person wants money for these things, so I need to go do that, and I need to get lunch. So I'm gonna get out of here in like 15 minutes. What are you asking? Let's go through this. Isaac is 5. Isaac is 5. Does Isaac have social anxiety? Yes. Isaac has social anxiety. General anxiety. Period. What is the hardest item from the game to turn into a card? It's hard to say. There's so many fucking items. How can I remember? There have been a few where I'm trying to take a mechanic that is needed. I think it's called bottom-up design. You take the mechanic that you need to round out archetype or power level or cycle, and you're like, what matches this? And it was very hard to like figure out what to put to it, and sometimes I'll just make up a new item that's not even in the game. Isaac and Fall Guys, I've talked to those. Okay, so they actually reached out to me and were like, hey, Isaac and Fall Guys, that sounds good. And we're like, okay. And I said, let's do it. And then they just didn't get back to me. So I don't know. I would have no issue with that. I'm 100% fine with it. I think it just might be whenever they probably have a queue of things that they're doing, and who knows where that queue ends. What's Steven's favorite food? The cosmos, planets. I don't know. Someone's saying that Stranger Things pinball is pretty sick. I did not like it. So I like new pins. I'm attempting to get a Godzilla soon, which is really fun. I played that at the boardwalk and a few other places, and I loved it. And I played Stranger Things, and I did not like it because I could not see where the ball was going because there's this giant projector screen that's in the way of everything. So like, and it's like in the mid play field. So like everything beyond it, I can't see. And then they've got all the clear ramps, but the clear ramps kind of obscure everything that's underneath it. And there's stuff underneath it. And I just kind of like struggled with seeing that. I like a nice clean play field, you know, like even modern stuff like Walking Dead has a lot of, you know, crazy large objects places, but you could see everything. It's all visible. It's simple. And I don't know. Currently, I do prefer the 90s, the early to mid 90s pinball machines. I think that they're phenomenal. But I want to have enough per, you know, like a good number per decade so I can kind of get used to as they progress. And, but yeah. Okay, I will retweet your high-res render artwork of the shirt. Just at me in there so I see it. Am I going to do more Isaac DLC? You know, I don't want to. I don't want to do more Isaac DLC. What I would like to do little updates as we go, mostly quality of life stuff, balancing updates and whatever else. I'd love to be able to in the future possibly support more dedicated online co-op stuff. I have some other ideas for some other things that I don't really want to do paid DLC for because it feels just like something to kind of breathe life into it back every year or so. But as far as DLC goes, I feel like the game's finished, and any ideas that I have, I would like to save for a sequel, which I probably won't do until 2030. I'd like the dust to settle. I'd like there to be more of a legacy in place. Like, it's been in development for so long, and it's been around for so long and played for so long. I would like people to stop playing it and let it let you feel how good the actual game is and how fun it was. Everybody's just still actively playing it. I kind of just want it to like stop so you can take a step back and be like, oh, Binding of Isaac, that was a really cool game. And then it could be a game that you pick up and play for like the next 5 to 8 years. And then once that is established in history, then I can start working on a sequel. I think I could have a lot better idea of what to do, what new things to explore, what people like, what people don't like, what I don't like, after that point. But I need to grow more as a designer because I want to do a sequel justice. And currently I feel like I would just be designing sideways. I think I could make something as fun as Isaac, but it would just be kind of the same game, which might be fine. You know, that's kind of like what Spelunky did. And it's totally viable. But I want to make sure that there's not more that I could be learning by designing other games in a sequel for something that's so important to so many people. So I want some time to let it ferment like fine wine. Any updates on the physical copies of Repentance? It says it's going to ship out in summer and it's August. So I ask Tyrone this every week, and he usually gives me updates. Things are a little slow just because printing is slow overseas and whatever else. And there are some little fiddly bits inside there that need to be printed in high quantity. So I'm not completely positive when, but I'm sure it'll be in the next couple months, if not sooner. Is it easier and faster to make games now? It's easier and faster to make games now if I was making games that were easy and fast to make. As you know, so I'm talking to Sony here. So Sony is currently working on Mewgenics, and he's in a queue to play test Mewgenics very soon, and we need to lock that down so you can actually see how in depth this game is, and we can see how much how much you learn as you play, which is what we've been doing for everybody that's been involved. It has become slower and harder to make games because I've been trying to tackle more obnoxiously huge and daunting projects for the past couple of years. But once Mewgenics is done, I'm going to tackle little games, and hopefully those games will come out fast. Skipping down. Who shot in Isaac's basement? I think Isaac did. If you could make Isaac into another genre of game, would it be like, you mean not card game and not a match 4? Okay. So if I'd be so bold in saying, if you are looking for a game that's like Isaac, but is a different genre, Mewgenics would be the game. And that's kind of what I'm doing. The redesign of Mewgenics started as a cat simulation game where you breed cats in a house and hoard furniture and hoard cats, tend to them like a Tamagotchi, and then you take the cats and you fight them against a progressively harder lineup of bosses in this kind of Pokemon-esque combat simulation. And that was going to be the gameplay to the game. You're also going to be able to put them in pageants and race them and stuff like that. And then in the redesign, I wanted there to be more substantial game. And one of the things that I had been playing around on paper for quite a long time, actually even before Gish, was this turn-based, 3/4 view Final Fantasy style tactics game where you level up and the cards kind of play the characters kind of play out like generated units like Warhammer or whatever. And that kind of became the foundation of what we ended up building for Mewgenics in the end. And originally, before Mewgenics was on the table again, as something that I could work on, I had wanted to explore the same idea, but with Isaac in the Isaac universe. But I think it's better to not just keep you in the same world, or the same game, even though there will be references there. Anyway, what is the possibility of Isaac being ported to Android? 0. I'm going to say 0 on that. I'm pretty sure porting it to Mac, porting it to iOS was a regret. It was a mess, and I hate that we even did it, and it was a waste of time. And I don't think they're going to explore that more. But who knows? I mean, maybe down the road, Nicholas will get a wild hair and be like, oh, let's port it to a bunch of other random shit. Any enemies you cut from? I'm not cutting anything from Mewgenics right now at all. There are things being edited, and there are things that haven't been fully implemented, but nothing is cut. Like even some of the test stuff that we had initially put in, enemy-wise, before we realized what the game was, they're kind of just still sitting there, and I'm sure they're going to end up coming back in. I'm not a fan of cutting content as much as I repurposing it and editing it to make sure that it works. I'm obviously a person who's obsessed with a lot of content. I have that personality type, as you can probably see around me, and I collect a lot of stuff, and I don't get rid of it. So I'm a fan of just keeping it in and making it work. The more, the merrier. Okay. Bumbo is on iOS. It's just really, really hard to find. We got contacted really early in development by a company called The Label, who offered us a large amount of money to give it to them exclusively for iOS, and they would do whatever they want with it. And I don't know what they did with it. I can't tell you exactly where it is. It's very hard to find at this point, but maybe if you Google it, you can find it. Is Tainted Cain currently what you want him to be, or you still have plans for him? I think Tainted Cain could get some edits to make. So currently the formulas are affected by specific rare pickups that push into different pools. I think that could be tweaked a little bit to make it a little easier to push into rare pools. But I think it's a better design than the old design personally. I know people don't like it, but you can play as Tainted Cain, the old design, by just giving yourself items on PC. Isaac Tower Defense, when? Huh. I wouldn't mind doing a tower defense game. I've given a spoiler for September box. I think September is going to be the October box. So next month is going to be the Halloween box, which is probably going to be the Bloat Death Metal box. What did I think of Super Meat Boy Forever? I never played it. So some people still don't know that I left Team Meat 6 years ago. And I was the original designer for Super Meat Boy Forever. It was originally called Super Meat Boy the game, and it was a auto running Cannibal style game for iOS that we were going to put on iOS. And I came up with a pretty cool control scheme where, half the screen is one button, half the screen's the other, and there's all these content sensitive. Like if you duck and jump, then it does this. If you jump in the air, it'll punch, that sort of stuff. And I had enough of it there, and to me, it wasn't where I wanted to be. And at that point in time, I was leaving the company, and I left, and they did whatever they did with it. And honestly, it's just too difficult for me to interact with. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to have anything to do with it because it just makes me feel like bad. So I kind of avoid that, but I wish them well. I hope it's good. I hope people enjoy it. But I didn't work on it and I'm not going to play it. So that's basically where I'm sitting when it comes to that. I'm missing a lot of these questions here. The guy on the top of your window, the one without legs, what's his name? His name is Hugo, and I have a bunch of them. Let's see if you can see. Here's my office. You can see their bald heads and their reflection in the TV. I have like 30 something of them. You can see the curio back there. It's a double-sided curio, so there's twice as much stuff on the other side. That's not everything. I have 2 more full curios downstairs. You can see that door back there? That will eventually look like a vault. And you can't see around this corner, sadly, but you can kind of see. There's a pinball machine over there. There's the shirts that I was saying that you can't see. There's some other stuff. I should do like once I'm happy with everything in here, I'll do a little tour. Is Vin still working on Repentance? Yeah. I've been trying to push him off so he can do his own stuff. But he's kind of like attached forever to it. And he's such a perfectionist. I know that he'll want to keep fixing things as things go, but I try not to ask too much. Are you still friends with Kyle Gabler? I haven't talked to Kyle in so long, and I love Kyle. Like I think I was pretty good friends with him for quite a while. We hung out a few times and would always talk about game design stuff, and he would show me prototypes and we'd share information, back when there was a lot of camaraderie between developers. Then he moved to San Francisco, which was further because he lived in San Jose, and for whatever reason I lost touch with him, but he's like a super, super nice guy. I would like to think that I'm still friends with him, but I wish, I should probably reach out and see how he's doing. Where are we? I'll go 10 more minutes and then I gotta go. Hugo and Isaac. I wish. I collect those Hugo dolls because I made a movie called Hugo Man of a Thousand Faces with a friend of mine when we were young, where Hugo murdered us and then became different people. And it was pretty goofy and funny. And it's been lost to time, but I love the design of that fucking doll. It's so weird. Did you like Drive? What's Drive? I don't know what that is. Would I collab with Kyle? So this is a fun fact. When I made first contact with Kyle, he was actually working for Congregate, and he was their logo designer, and he had done a bunch of other stuff with them too, and a bunch of experimental games for the Experimental Game Expo, and he was doing really cool stuff. And I actually took over for him as the logo designer for Congregate. And that's how we kind of contacted each other. And then there was a point in time after that where there were a bunch of seed investors. And those of you who don't know, those are people who like usually work in the Silicon Valley, who have a lot of money, and they want to invest money to make more money in whatever the new thing that everybody's talking about is. And they have all these barometers that they check of like, what's hot now? And for a pocket of time, what was hot was Flash games. And I got contacted, and Kyle was part of this. It was this t-shirt program for Target, and they wanted to do indie game t-shirt lines. And this was before indie games were popular. This was before like all this shit. I think it was like 2007. 2007, yeah. So before indie games did get big, but there was enough of a bubbling where it was like, we want to invest in this. And they made like a bunch of t-shirts. Me and Kyle made a bunch of t-shirts. And they're like the rarest shit ever. You can't find them. One was like a Gish shirt. One was a Triachnid shirt. There was a Tower of Goo shirt before World of Goo. There was another robot shirt that he did for a robot prototype game that he did. It was so strange. And then after that, we also hooked up with another weird seed investor. They always have no clue what it is they're investing in, but they're just throwing money at it. Who wanted to do a handheld, like a Game Boy that played Flash games. So you would USB it into things, and you'd put the SWF files on it, and then you would play it. That was their idea. It never happened, but they took me out to dinner and bought my dinner. A lot of dinners. I got a lot of dinners out of all these things. I never got paid for anything, but I did get a lot of dinners. How much is Mewgenics going to be on Xbox? I don't know if it's going to be on Xbox. I know it's going to be on PC, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be on Switch because they're cursor based. But oh, my stomach is growling. But Tyler is going to attempt to make a controller alternative. So there is the possibility. But how much will it be? I'm assuming it's going to be $20. I think it'll be a $20 game. Isaac Funko win. You know, they never replied to any of my stuff. Like, I tried to get in contact with them, and there's no follow-up. But there may be some other options in the future. I always get contacted by different companies that want to do Isaac figurines and whatever else, and there's some promising ones out there. But so who fucking knows? Someone's asking if I like Yumi Nikki. I have no fucking clue what that is. Sounds like an anime or an anime-ish game. I don't play those. I'm not into that stuff. Never. I had a friend growing up, same guy I made Hugo with, who was the biggest weeaboo in the world back then. And he was like, and those were rare, very rare. And he was really into like Princess Mononoke and, you know, a bazillion other ones. Like, I could get down with some Ninja Scroll, the most American fucking anime I'd ever seen. Outside of that, it just doesn't do it for me. He was really into it, and I tried. So I tried back then, and I even tried later. I even tried Attack on Titan. You know, I don't just throw away possibly amazing consumable media because I don't like the general themes or whatever. I give it a shot. It just doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. I tried so many times. Henry Pillow. Henry Pillow. That's not a bad one. When is The End is Nigh 2 coming out? I would not be against doing The End is Nigh 2. I would like to do something weird and experimental with it. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe some bizarro WarioWare platformer type game that just rapid fires like Ash is stuck in a glitching video game, or maybe some sort of randomly generated see how far you can get type game. I don't know. I'd like to do something with it in the future that's very different than the original, and it's probably smaller. So I'll probably explore it when Mewgenics done and the dust settles. I'm going to be doing a bunch of 3-month games, and I have a feeling that'll probably be one. Mewgenics is going to be $20. If I do a sequel to The End is Nigh, I want to call it The End, unless there's already one that is called that. Of course, Rich will come back. There's no point in doing it without Rich. Alien 9. Okay. Whoa. This is tapering off. We're just talking about anime. I'm gonna answer like 2 more questions and I'm gonna get off of here. So ask the good ones now. This is the point where you ask the really good ones. Favorite swear word? I like whore. I think whore is a good one. Whore. Will there be a Basement Collection 2 in the future? There's only like 2 games or 3 games that didn't make it into the collection, so I don't think so. But speaking of, I think I mentioned it last time on here that the possibility of actually re-releasing Blast Miner on Steam is a very big possibility in the future. I'm just waiting on Alex to figure out what needs to be done in order to port it to current Windows stuff and widescreen. Yes, I know how a scallop swims. A Mewgenics teaser. A Mewgenics teaser. Let's see what I got on my phone. This is the last one. This is how people do teasers? Like, focus. Focus. There it is. Okay, I've been redoing UI. So see all those cool buttons and icons? That's called information. I'm trying to give as much information as possible on this thing. Each of those buttons are different skills or spells that you get as you level up your cat as it progresses. The icon on the top of the button. You fucker. Why did it work last time? The icon on the top of the button shows what type of attack or not attack it is. So we've got like a basic melee attack is the sword. The arrow up is some sort of stat up. The star icon is a miscellaneous. There's a bunch. There's a range. On the bottom, it shows the mana cost, the damage, or some variation of them. The shape of the spell matters as well. You can upgrade spells. You can level up spells. It'll showcase that as well. The color of the spells is tied to the class versus colorless or basic attack. And then on the opposite side of the screen, you would get all your passives, which are also icons. I'm drawing icons for every single one of those things. Hundreds and hundreds. People ask, how deep is the Binding of Isaac compared to Mewgenics or vice versa? And Mewgenics is far deeper. I can say that already. And I can say content-wise, if you're just saying like, okay, Isaac has, 666 items or whatever, after all these DLCs, I can tell you right now, Mewgenics has 200 items, and I could easily go upwards of 500 easily. I could also say that each of the 5 main classes right now, in the end, will have like 30 passives and 40 plus, maybe 50 actives. So we're talking about hundreds of spells, hundreds of variations. Each of those spells has an upgraded version, so you multiply that by 2. And of course, there's going to be a bunch of secret stuff as well. So when it comes to depth and replayability, the goal here is to make it the most replayable and crazy fucking batshit game where everybody's run feels so different than everybody else's. And we want there to be legacy aspects of the game that completely change your game compared to your friend's game or somebody else's game. Like dynamic divergent paths that are permanent. And that'll be the real sweet spot, as opposed to just this house where you breed your cats and their legacy lasts until it doesn't, and until they die out or you make a mistake. Or even items that are so unique and rare. Like, let's say you find the fucking Holy Grail and it's the greatest item ever. You take that on your adventure. If that cat dies, if you lose everything, and then it never spawns again. It's the one time that ever spawns in the game, and it's gone forever. And most people won't even find it ever. So a lot of stuff like that. We want a lot of that. And I'm working on the UI to try to make it as understandable as possible, because this thing is a big meal to eat. And with that, I will go. We will do this again next month, where I show you a cool shirt, and you can think up more questions to bother me. Oh. You want to say hello?
Who is this?
This is everyone.
On the world?
Everyone in the world.
Is everyone seeing this right now?
Everyone's seeing it. They're all saying bye.
Why?
Because I'm getting off right here.
No.
You want to say bye?
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Minnie, come here, quick. Come here. Can you say bye to everybody?
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. All right. Bye, guys.